Hey Taurus, welcome to your reading. I'm Empress Rose. These are general readings, so we take what works, we leave what doesn't. Oh my goodness, what happened here? We're starting with our monster deck here. I'm just coming out all funky and strange. Anything else for Taurus? So we're going to start with these intuitive oracle cards, and then we'll move on to a more traditional tarot spread. And then if we have time, we'll do the Wild Kuan Oracle deck to end it all. Not end it all, no. Okay, all right. So I'm taking these 7 cards here as a paragraph, basically. What have we got? Oh, I like that. Taurus. This is fascinating. Well, first we're going to talk about, let's see here. Looking at the bigger picture. So not getting bogged down in details, not getting bogged down in, I want to say like what ifs or not details, because details can be really important and can be part of the bigger picture, but we're just looking at the bigger picture. Take a broader view. If 1 or 2 details isn't working, we can look bigger, we can look broader. So we're looking at the big picture. Overall, you know, what is our direction? Overall, where are we going? Overall, you know, not getting hung up on one day or one situation or anything like that, but overall, is the gist of our direction going pretty well here? Then we have a new start coming, new moon here. And then we have another new moon, a new romantic cycle begins. But I think of this not just as a new romantic cycle, but a new cycle of communication, a new relationship, a new friendship forming, a new mutually beneficial relationship coming up here, teaming up with somebody. I don't necessarily see it as romantic. Sometimes I don't like these cards because they throw in a bunch of words there that I don't think necessarily need to be in there. So a new romantic cycle begins. And then like you read the book later and the book's like, actually it could be this or that. So then sometimes especially if the message is really different on the card than what it means, I'll take some notes, scribble some things out, scratch whatever out, make it work for me. Okay, so a new cycle, a new relationship, a new team forming. This is a very exciting card, especially professionally. Also friendships, relationships. So a new beginning is coming. You may be meeting someone coming up that you're going to be teaming up with. You're going to be communicating more with. There's a good reciprocal relationship coming in. And then we have don't let pride, full moon in Leo, don't let pride get in your way. Full moon in Pisces. Boy, those are some different signs. Balance, spirituality, and practicality. But I also feel like we have these 2 fish here too, right? Sort of mimicking some of the balance from this Libra, this new moon in Libra. So we have sort of 2 people deeply, I feel like an emotional communication, but also balancing spirituality and practicality, responsibilities with dreams, the practical work with the visionary work, that kind of thing going on here. So, and then don't let pride get in your way. So I like this card a lot for not holding yourself back, not trying to be too cool, allowing yourself to be, you know, just sort of exactly who you are. And so it kind of turns the message on its head. Don't let pride get in your way. Like you want to be exactly who you are and proud of who you are. And I think that the pride getting in the way is more like other people's perceptions or fears of how other people are going to take you. Don't let that get in the way. That type of pride. There's 2 types of prides. I think pride is a very weird word that we have that means a couple different things. So yeah, don't let pride get in your way. That's not proud of who you are at a core level. That's being too proud or too uppity for somebody or too precious with your your expressions or something like that. So we're looking at the big picture. We have new relationships forming, possibly new communication coming in. Don't be too proud. Don't be too standoffish or cool. I think cool is such an interesting word because, yeah, things can be cool, but then we're also very cool. Like there's a connotation of being colder with each other, with that trying to be too cool. So don't try to be too cool with this communication with somebody. Understand that there's spiritual levels of this communication going on as well as practical levels, that you're going to be communicating with someone or relating to someone on a couple different levels, I think, here. And don't try to be too cool about it. And then birthing a new age, dreaming a new world into being. So the way you're relating to this new person or in this new dynamic here could be really different. It could be really different for you. But there's going to be like a ripple effect. It's going to change a lot of things in your life as you are not trying to be too cool, as you're understanding that communication takes place on several levels. There's practical levels, there's emotional levels, and there's even spiritual levels of connection with people. And it can be the same person in the same conversation on the same topic. So you're looking at a bigger picture, I think, and not trying to be too precious or too cool. But understanding that all of your communications with people do have a spiritual component to them as well as a practical component. This way of relating, or this new relationship coming in, changes a lot of things. It's the proverbial pebble, and the ripples go out. I find that metaphor to be great, but also frustrating, because those ripples really don't do very much except for wiggle some lily pads. Like, this is going to do more than that. This is changing some sort of dynamic. It could be changing your world. Trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? I like this one a lot. This one can be about things not looking like they're working right now. I think this is why you're being asked to look at the bigger picture. What's your overall goal here? Not just here, not just now at this stage in your life, but overall for your whole life. We could take it even bigger. But trusting your path. If you want something, I like that. If you knew you'd be supported, what would you do? I like that. If you knew it was going to work out, what would you do? If you knew that it was not going to work out, but you'd still be okay, how would you go about things? To me, this looks like you're headed towards a destination. You have a clear vision, a clear idea of where you want to go, but you don't necessarily know how to get there. I mean, you're out in this like sort of jumble of sand, and this totally reminds me of being on the beach at the ocean, and like there's always those little rivers that come in, and the tides going in and out, and sometimes you can find yourself stranded on the wrong side of the river, which was crossable at some point and now is no longer crossable. So you may be having some difficulty figuring out exactly how this is all going to work out. But I think you need to look at the bigger picture, make sure your communication, your understanding how your communication, your relating works, and being genuine with people and authentic with people that you are communicating with. I think this is going to help you get to your destination, but it might be a different way of relating to people that could cause some discomfort. Of course, anytime we try something new, there's an initial discomfort, which I don't enjoy any more than anybody else does. I'll go for it, and then 2 steps forward, and then freak out, 1 step back. 2 steps forward, freak out, 1 step back. I make progress, but that new sensation of trying a new way of interacting or new way of doing something can kind of I don't know. I think that might be a little bit of don't let pride get in your way. Like allowing yourself to freak out a little bit about a situation or something as you adjust to it. Being honest about an adjustment period. Not trying to pretend that you know what you're doing or you know exactly where this is going. All right, Taurus. Taurus, this is your past, your present, your inner landscape, what's at issue, your environment, your to-do list, your possible outcome. Oh, I love your to-do list here. Oh, Tarot, you Tickle me. Okay, in your recent past, you have Six of Cups. This is like an emotional order you put in a long time ago, and the waitress is finally showing up with it. Like, it's a reconnection with your waitress. She's coming to your table. She's got an arm full of emotion. This is possibly in your recent past. You've reconnected with somebody, reconnected with something that really resonated with you, that you wanted, you knew you wanted a while ago, but didn't know how to get it, didn't think it was ever going to come back. Where's that waitress? She ever coming back with our food? Yeah, she's busy, hun. She's busy, but she's doing her best. And then here she comes in. There's a little bit of a dance. There's a little bit of joy, a lot of joy. Her body feels happy. She's happy to be bringing this back, bringing you your drinks finally, slaking that thirst. She's bringing in something that you wanted from a while ago. She's coming back in. So some sort of connection from your past, something emotional from your past, coming back. I think you're very happy to see it. You're happy to see this thing returning. Oh, but here we have Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords, the Nightmare card. You're all up in your head. Your head's supposed to be a safe place, a sanctuary, where you're the only one in charge of your thoughts. So why not pick thoughts that make you feel good? I don't know why we don't do that, but many of us often don't. So this is anxiety, depression, really overthinking things way up in your head. You're physically safe. You're physically in a sanctuary. You are very safe, and you're the only one that's doing this to yourself. Your thoughts have sort of run away with you. You have a bit of a negative story going on here, but you need to, but you're the priest in the sanctuary, right? Look at you. You're the priest. You're in the sanctuary. You have something here that you understand. You have something that here to help you, but you're not using it. You're not opening it up. You're kind of, you might not want to. So there's a bookmark here that seems significant to me on this reading. I think you have things that can help you, but you're not open to them right now. You've chosen sort of in some way, some sort of self-mental harm. You probably, as most of us, aren't consciously aware of making that choice, but this is here saying that you are way up in your head. Something really cool has happened for you. Some sort of like older dream coming true, coming in for you, but instead of enjoying it, you're really stressed out about it. There's a lot of fears here, but you're the only one that can do anything about it. I mean, this is like, oh my God, we have two mental hygiene cards here, good mental hygiene cards as far as like being careful with your own thoughts, your own words, your own truth. These Nine of Swords, you've used them, these thoughts, these ideas, these communications, you've turned them in on yourself. So this is a sucky place to be. And we end up here sometimes just entirely accidentally, just not paying attention, very close attention to what we're doing, to what we're thinking, to how it affects us, how we feel. I mean, it's very scary, actually, to realize how much in control of your thoughts that you can be sometimes, and to understand how much your happiness is just your own responsibility. And I think that can be really, really overwhelming to understand that. How, I'm not talking about like chemically based mental illness, but many of us have some really bad mental habits, and this looks like they've come to the fore here. On your mind, you're thinking about King of Wands here, someone who's very charismatic. Directing you, showing you the way, showing you some kind of way. I think you'd really like maybe some help, maybe someone to come in with some leadership. some inspired leadership, someone to come in and inspire you and help you, which is actually another way. I mean, when I say like we're responsible for our thoughts, we're responsible for them, but we're also responsible for finding help for them when we need help for them and finding this leadership. I think you'd like some help here. You'd like somebody who knows more, who knows what they're doing, to come in and give you some guidance and some leadership and point the way. This is a person that might be on your mind. They are charismatic. People listen to them. They have great ideas. They're very inspiring. This is a very inspiring person, maybe even a motivational speaker, that maybe you know exactly which, someone that can help you get out of your headspace. And so I think you're hoping for this. You're hoping for some sort of guide out of this this headspace, this negative space, or this difficult place. Or it could be an actual person that you know that you're just thinking a lot about. You might be worried about them, or you might be, this is hopes, fears, and inner landscape. So you're thinking about them, you're either really worried about them, or you're hoping that someone could come along and show you the way and help you and inspire you, because you might be feeling just a lot of anxiety and a lack of inspiration here. So this could be this person that's coming in for a partnership. This could be a new relationship with someone, a partner that's going to be able to communicate clearly with you on several different levels. So what's at issue here is this reverse Knight of Pentacles. We have 3 wands, so there's something here, a focus here on creativity, and there's a focus here on creativity or inspiration or spirituality in this whole reading. And then we have this Knight of Pentacles in reverse. This guy he's our planner knight. He sees the whole, he's our visionary. Oh, it's like this guy right here, but he's more planning. But you may have lost the plan, lost the plot. There's not a lot of planning going on here, or there's not a lot of vision. He typically goes slowly. Things could be not even going slowly, but at a complete stop here with this Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Things could be completely stopped. Pentacles has to do with work, time, money, anything tangible, physicality. So there could be something about time, money, where there's not a strong vision. There's no you're looking to the past and not the future. And there could be financial issues that are creating a blockage, where you're not able to sort of see the future or envision a future or something like that. There could be financial issues, work issues coming in here, a work stoppage maybe. But we're not really envisioning the future very much. I mean, we want to be in the present, right? But there's something, or maybe, but it's like there's no plan or there's no vision. Maybe this is why you want this King of Wands, someone with a bigger vision, with an overall vision, because you don't have a plan or a vision or something like that. See, this is looking at the bigger picture. This Knight of Wands is not looking at the bigger. In the upright, he's totally looking at the bigger picture. He's looking at the bigger picture. In the reverse, he is not looking at the bigger picture. He's looking at the past. Maybe he's getting bogged down in some sort of anxiety-inducing detail here. And then this is what I find also amazing, is we have this Knight of Swords. This is my other good mental hygiene, good thoughts. There's something in your environment or a person in your environment. So something that could be causing you to have to be very careful with your words, very careful with your thoughts. This Knight of Swords, he's not tremendously rash, but he has courage and self-control. And that sword is communication, is words. So it could be someone where you have to be very careful, or there's somebody in your environment that is being very careful with their words, very careful how they communicate with you. They're being very honest and very clear. And so this could be something in your environment that's asking you to bring in a lot more honesty. I mean, this is we have communication and possibly even communication with self. Look, he is swallowing his own sword. So it could be something here about, and the swords are ideas, intellect. So again, we have this King of Wands. So this could also be someone with some really good ideas, but they're very, very precise ideas, bravery, precision, being very precise and brave with communication. So there could be someone coming in with some hard truths for you. You may not like that. Oh, but you did want that. I see it's right underneath the Six of Cups. You did want that. You did want those hard truths in this not harsh, but difficult communication. I think you wanted it and it came in, and now you've got some anxiety about it. But there's something in your environment that's either requiring you to be very careful with your communication, which, given this Nine of Swords nightmare scenario, I see, self-imposed nightmare scenario, I see this careful communication, good mental hygiene, making sure you're being very clear with yourself and with others. I see this as being exactly what you need coming in here. And it could be a person or just a situation that's requiring you to be very clear and very honest with your communication. And then what I find really interesting here, based on the previous intuitive reading, is we have this Eight of Wands. This is your to-do list. This is communicating very honestly. It's almost like these flowers, these roses have something to say too. Like there's a lot of red roses here. So passionate communication, we have this new start coming. We have this looking at the bigger picture, and this communication, this communication being spiritual and practical. This would be a practical night, but it's kind of turned on its head here. But this is bringing forth your communication. Strong, passionate, true communication. This could also just be fast moving. This is your to-do list, to move very quickly on something, maybe communicate very quickly, very passionately what you feel, what you think. There's a lot of communication going on here in this reading. We want it to be both passionate and precise, practical and spiritual. This would be spiritual communication. This feels like practical communication to me. And this would be practicality as well. So there is definitely, some sort of communication that needs to be working on several different levels. I think that communicating is going to take these swords out of your head and put them... you're not going to go hurt other people with them, but I think that you're going to feel a lot better once you communicate. Once you communicate both something passionate and practical and spiritual, I think you need to communicate. Say something. Look, this mouth is wide open. This jaw is open, and these roses have a lot to say. So I feel like it's both passionate and practical communication. Nine of Wands. This is sort of like editing your life, getting rid of the things that no longer serve you, ditching the photos on your phone that you no longer need, ditching the videos you've already uploaded, getting rid of the projects and things that aren't serving you anymore, that you don't need anymore. This is gardening, picking what you want to grow and picking what you're done with, right? Because we can't grow everything in our little plots here. We've got limited amounts of time and energy and life that, we're here for a limited amount of time, right? We have bookends on either side. We don't know when those are. So it's very important that we choose what we want to spend our limited time with, just as much as a gardener with, let's say, a raised bed. They've got a 3x6 raised bed. You've got to pick what you want to grow this season. Do you like those homegrown tomatoes? Is that going to be important to you? Do you want cucumbers or grocery store cucumbers going to be fine this year? Like picking and choosing what you're going to grow, what you're going to do with your time, and getting rid of, if you want to grow tomatoes, make sure you're not growing the scrawny tomatoes alongside. You've got limited time, limited energy. Focus on that which you want, that which you choose, right? I do want to talk about being your own executive. Deciding, because sometimes, so this is kind of funny, but we have an inner executive and sort of an inner secretary. Our inner secretary is a little lazy. She does not want to make that phone call. She does not want to do that thing. She does not want to write that letter. she would like to sit here and file her nails and snap her gum and put her legs up on the desk. But you have to come in as the executive of your life, because I'm seeing this because we've got this King of Wands, an executive, right over this thing. So that's why I am off on this little rabbit trail here. So you got to come in as the executive of your life. And at least for a couple minutes a day, just like, we're going to write that letter. And your secretary is going to be like, fine, we'll write the letter. But if you let the secretary be in charge, you're basically not gonna, she doesn't want to do anything, right? And as a former secretary, I'm not saying secretaries are like that. I'm saying I have an inner secretary like that does not want to write that letter, was really cringing about writing that letter, does not want to write that letter. So you got to have an executive part of you that comes in and makes the determination of what's going to be best for you, what's best for your overall life, and then you set your reluctant secretary to go do the task. But so that's where you, maybe some leadership in your own life you need to take. But anyway, you communicate and you're going to be able to see more what's working for you, what you actually want to grow in your garden and all that sort of thing. So, all right, Taurus, what a long reading that was. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for your likes and your subscribes and your comments. I very much appreciate them. And I hope you have a wonderful week.